Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Ooh, that was an interesting intro, but we're going to roll with it. We got a special one today as we're checking out the legend himself, Mike Renner, and his new mock draft via the messenger. I'll leave a link for it in the description. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy, Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful football discourse. Let's go ahead, get into this sucker as he takes Caleb Williams first overall. And I'm going to go ahead and read this. It's not like Porky Pig. That's all, folks. The debate between Caleb Williams and Drake Maye is close enough that this decision may very well come down to who the head coach of the Bears will be next season. It is an offensive-minded head coach with a history of utilizing quarterbacks in the run game. Then Williams makes more sense. He's dynamic on the ground. Let's go with that. Will be a massive selling point at the next level. So it doesn't give a reason why the Bears go quarterback opposed to maybe their other options. But I think it's the correct one, and obviously I'm in that camp, and it's a bit biased, but I agree. Oh wait, there's more. So this will will his unparalleled off-platform arm talent when Williams is in the okay. It's just more about Williams. Even if they get another sweetheart offer like the one the Panthers forked over a year ago, I can't see the Bears passing on one of these quarterbacks. Okay, essentially agree. Drake Maye going to the Patriots, that surprises nobody. I personally think that they are not necessarily tanking, but they're tanking. I think Bill Belichick gets his next potentially franchise quarterback since Brady has left town all them years ago, and we won't talk about the Mac Jones years. All right, this is where the draft starts. Essentially, I mean, I'm expecting Marvin Harrison Jr. And there's Marvin Harrison Jr. Just makes sense. For a lot of people, he either is the best prospect in this draft or the best non-quarterback prospect in this draft for the Cardinals. You would love to get your hands on Marvin Harrison Jr. to show that you are in full support of Kyler Murray going forward. All right. Washington will take Olu Fashanu. I like that pick quite a bit. I mean, I figure this one's either Olu or it's Alt. Whoever you feel like best fits your blocking scheme. They're both quality prospects. To me, it's 1A, 1B when it comes to this tackle class. And it's just a bit more value than you would get in like a Brock Bowers. The Chicago Bears, they take Malik Neighbors. Hey, I did this in Walk the Mock last night. Let me give a shout out to Walk the Mock. If you're not familiar with what Walk the Mock is, it is a draft simulator where you select a team. But here's the catch. You're drafting against other teams, other people that are managing those teams. We do this during streams, so, we could talk trash to each other about each other's picks and whatnot. So you're drafting against the chat, you're drafting against me. It's a fun time. You do have to be a premium member at Walk the Mock, whether that's monthly or if you want to do pay for the year. But if you use promo code Broshmo, then they will give you 20% off. We are currently doing those streams once a week, and then once we get into the new year, we're gonna ramp that sucker up to 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a week. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes we can control if we want to do 1 round, 3 rounds. We will do a couple of 7-rounders. Golly, those are going to be long streams. But hey, I love kicking it with y'all. So check that out. More on that is in the description. But I like the Malik Neighbors pick. The Bears are kind of in a weird situation where do you go with the first edge off the board? Do you go Brock Bowers? Maybe do you go with tackle 2? Do you go with the second tier of wide receivers in this class? Interesting. This could also be a very good trade down spot. Jets, they take Joe Alt. That pick makes a world of sense to me. I mean, yeah, the sexy pick, the fun pick, Brock Bowers. But if you want to get this line right, it probably should be, if you have Alt or Olu Fashanu available to you, it should be one of those two. The New York Giants, they're going to take the first edge off the board in Dallas Turner. Ooh, interesting. So you shouldn't be surprised that, yes, they need help. Azeez Ojulari can't stay healthy. Also, Kayvon Thibodeau, some people are going to look at his sacks and think he's doing great, but his pass rush win rate this year is 9%. It's not good. It's not a good pass rush win rate. So, yeah, he's able to finish a ton of plays, but in terms of consistently winning and getting pressure, it's not what you would want from the former 5th overall pick. I'm hoping that gets better. We're only in year 2, but getting him someone on the other side could and should go a long way. If the Giants don't want to go quarterback, if they don't want to go with tackle 3, if they don't want to go with a receiver here. Tennessee Titans, they do take tackle 3. They'll go with J.C. Latham. I agree with that. The offensive line really sucks for the Tennessee Titans. So, I mean, yeah, you're grabbing tackle 3, but I mean, it's kind of like, I think whether it's Tilanisa Fuaga or J.C. Latham, I think one of those guys can sneak into the top 10. All right, we got pick 9 being the Saints, Liatu Latu. So another pass rusher. Let's actually read this sucker. After playing a bit role for Washington in 2019, Latu was forced to medically retire the next season due to a neck injury. After transferring to UCLA, the doctors eventually cleared him, and Latu's career took off, racking up 129 pressures over the past 2 years, as easily the most refined pass rusher in this class. With the Saints' cap nightmare looming, they simply need to add as much talent at valuable positions as they can. Okay, so if he's the top guy on your board, go ahead, send it, go for it. I'm cool with that. I think Brock Bowers could be a very interesting selection here. The Saints are kind of in this, like, we don't know who the Saints are going to get. Like, it puzzles my mind. Like, even just trying to project it, you get a plethora of different answers. They can say just burn the whole thing down, grab a quarterback. I think they got a lot of options they could go with. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet. So send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. Tampa Bay Buccaneers guy, we got QB3 off the board. They go Bo Nix. I like this. We're gonna read this one. Nix's career is unlike any I have ever studied from a prospect. From his first to fifth season in college football, all Nix did was improve, whether it was his accuracy, fundamentals, decision-making. Every single season saw growth. That's a massive trait in his favor, given what it takes to succeed at the next level. Combine that with how physically gifted Nix is for the position. It's why I think he'll end up a top 10 pick. His arm talent is high end when projected to the NFL, and he may very well run a 4.5 during the pre-draft process. There's a lot of moldable clay to work with, and Nix has proven to be reshapeable each offseason. He finished with over 4,000 yards, a completion rate of 77.1, 40 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions this past season. Yeah. You're a Nix hater? I don't get it. I used to be there until he started playing freaking well last season. I hopped off that boat real quick because I was like right after that last season when he opened against Georgia, it was a radically different Bo Nix as the season went on. And the same is true this season. Bo Nix has been good. If you think he's a check down king, I don't think you've been watching him the last 2 seasons. This year, yeah, he's checked down a bit more, but last season we saw all those big time throws. Nix is fine. I think adding him to a team like the Buccaneers, a team that's very talented, it's just, well, they don't have a quarterback and they're still figuring out the offensive line, mainly on the interior. But that's a team I feel like you could immediately get back into, especially in the NFC South, immediately get back into contention with the right quarterback. And I mean, you're getting him on a rookie deal. It's going to be dirt cheap compared to what you'd have to pay. I mean, even Bo Nix technically would be more expensive than a rookie quarterback. I said Bo Nix. Baker Mayfield. He was like 1 year, $10 million, I think. I think this is the Raiders. Raiders go with Nate Wiggins. So I think grabbing another corner ain't bad. For a team that was sending out the husk of Marcus Peterson for much of the season, Wiggins will be a sight for sore eyes. He possesses the kind of length, hips, and recovery speed to be a true lockdown corner. So, yeah, no, I don't disagree with it too much. You have 2 pass rushers in Vegas. Now snag the corner. So, like, yeah, they got Tyree Wilson. Don't write off Wilson just yet. Malcolm Kuntz has showed a little bit. So they got a decent little rotation there that you're expecting more from next year as they continue to grow. So I think grabbing another corner is A-okay. I like it. Chargers take Brock Bowers. Oh, man. Talk about sex appeal. Grabbing that for Justin Herbert. Hoping after they finally someday put Brandon Staley out there on the DC market, they just clean house. Even Kellen Moore, I was expecting more from Kellen Moore, and here we are. The offense put up 6 points last week against the Patriots, but yeah, no, I mean, grabbing this weapon would be totally fun. I think Gerald Everett's probably a free agent. I know that they like Darnell Parham, but I mean, not enough for me to say, oh, Brock Bowers is here at 12. Send it. Buffalo Bills take Rome Odunze. I like that. You're essentially replacing Gabe Davis's role with probably better Gabe Davis. Much better. Like Gabe Davis. So I'm cool with that. That's fun. Malik Neighbors is off board. So Keon Coleman's still here. But I think Odunze, in terms of the skill set you're looking for, he fits better for what the Bills need to fill. Denver Broncos take Telenisa Fuaga. Ooh, this is interesting. All right, let's read this sucker. I have considered tackle a few times, but more so for Garrett Bowles. I think this would be more for a Mike McGlinchey. Champagne loved to build through the trenches in New Orleans, and I don't see that changing now that he's in Denver. Fuaga is the type of opposing offensive lineman he has traditionally gone for. The Oregon State right tackle won't give an inch into the pocket in pass pro. He'll likely have to start on the interior, but with the way Mike McGlinchey's contract was worked out, that may not last long. Okay, so actually I like that. I think that's fine. Like Mike McGlinchey, let's actually take a look at Mike McGlinchey's contract. Because it's not like he's been great this year. And I mean, yeah, you could probably move Fuaga to right guard. While you and I mean, that's kind of important. You keep him on the right side. So there is a potential out. Ideally, the out's in 2025, after the 2025 season. Because that's only $10.5 million in dead money. Yeah, so it'll be starting like a couple of years, which is fine. I mean, that feels like that's what they're doing with Tyler Smith in Dallas. Seattle Seahawks, they're going to take Jared Verse. I love Verse. I think they need another pass rusher there in Seattle. If you're not going to go quarterback, I think that's probably the way you go. Grabbing that other pass rusher to be opposite of Boye Mafe. So I think that's cool. Nowusu, I think his contract could be up. Not positive, but he is coming off the injury. Chop Robinson going to the Rams. Okay. I guess, yeah. Armarius Mims, we don't know exactly if he's going to return. I imagine he still makes an appearance in this mock draft, but now having the a second ankle injury this season, it's not ideal. So maybe you think we don't want to really reach on the tackle spot. Again, depending on how things go with Mims, maybe you go with, I think going with a pass rusher opposite of Byron Young would be freaking ideal. They have Kobe Turner, they have Aaron Donald there in the middle, so I think that's okay. You could also go corner here with Kool-Aid still on the board. Keon Goldman going to the Bengals. That one's kind of an easy one. I'm a big fan of Keon Coleman. T. Higgins is a free agent. If you're going to replace someone, or you're going to replace T. Higgins with someone, Keon Coleman's kind of the ideal fit, getting that 50-50 guy. Just big alpha receiver. So, yeah, kind of makes sense. I feel like 17 is probably where we will see that, like, the top 4 receivers come off the board. I feel like that is kind of the floor. Arizona Cardinals. Oh my gosh. Arizona Cardinals just doubled up on receiver. They go Brian Thomas. I absolutely love Brian Thomas. But okay, I have the Cardinals building a basketball team out in the desert. Pairing 6'4" speedster and Thomas with another 6'4" speedster and Marvin Harrison Jr. would make the Cardinals a matchup nightmare. Oh my gosh. That's flipping wild. I don't think you do double up, because keep in mind you still got Michael Wilson there. I mean, Hollywood is a free agent, but they still got Michael. I mean, I guess at this point, that becomes your wide receiver core. Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Michael Wilson. Golly, that's scary, but legitimately kind of saying to hell with the defense. We'll take care of it on day 2. Interesting pick. I love the Brian Thomas love, though. I'm a big fan of Brian Thomas. Atlanta Falcons take Johnny Newton. That's who I thought the Cardinals were going to take, but yeah, I guess let's kind of read this one. You have after grade Jarrett tore his ACL. The Falcons defensive line has been a liability. They need to address it in this draft scenario with no more edge rushers with a first round grade. This is the best move. Newton is slightly undersized, but in a 3-tech role as an every down player, kind of okay. Yeah, he's kind of ideal. Okay, I don't mind this. Like, again, you got Verse, you got Latu, you got Robinson, you got Turner all off the board. If you're not sold on the quarterback class, then why not? Go ahead, take a swing and not even necessarily take a swing. I think Newton is probably one of the more safer players in this class, but pairing him up with Great Jarrett's kind of fun. Green Bay Packers go with Cooper DeJean. I do like that DeJean pick. With the often injured Packers secondary, which is true, man. You got Jair Alexander with the shoulder. Eric Stokes can't get healthy. Like, I mean, you've seen good things from like Carrington Valentine, but probably adding more guys, especially someone as versatile as Cooper DeJean, makes sense. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. All right, pick 21. This is the Vikings. Do we see the next quarterback? We do. Jaden Daniels. Oh, it's a nice pick. Kevin O'Connell has shown he can work some magic with more mobile quarterbacks than Kirk Cousins, which is every quarterback. Okay, taking shots at Kirk Cousins. That's fun. While his record-breaking season was heavily boosted by the 2 players drafted ahead of him on the list, Daniels is still very much a first-round prospect. He's fearless. His fearlessness this year was easily the biggest improvement to his prospect profile. He was much more comfortable reacting to pressure and still delivering strikes downfield as pockets were bearing down. There's a lot of tools to build an offense around with Daniels. Okay, cool. I mean, honestly, those are my top 4 quarterbacks, like with first round grades. You could make a case for Michael Penix, and JJ McCarthy, but I got a few more questions with those guys than I do with like Daniels and Knicks. All right, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's a good pick. They've been injured in the secondary. Not injured. They have. I mean, Juju Brents has been a bit banged up this year. You've had to start some unsavory rookies, but Jalen Jones has been all right this year, but you can definitely add. It's a volatile position, the corner position, especially if you're Gus Bradley and you never blitz. Then having to get those coverage sacks means your cover corners need to be really good. So pairing up Brents, who was your second round pick last year, with Kool-Aid McKinstry, I think is stupid good. And then you have like Jalen Jones, as a depth player there. Steelers take Armarius Mims, so bam. Well, suddenly you have the Georgia started tackles. I love it. Mims is great. I think Broderick, that you just move him to the left tackle side, which is fine. And yeah, I mean, that's a great pick. I love Mims. He could go so much higher, but man, just him being limited because the ankle injury, getting the tightrope surgery, and then coming back, playing a couple of games, and then getting banged up again. I think it was the same ankle in the SEC championship. Just wasn't ideal for him. The Houston Texans take Edgerrin Cooper. Look at him getting some love. Ooh, I don't mind this. I mean, I don't think I'm taking a linebacker in the first round if I'm an NFL team, but Edgerrin Cooper, man, he's gonna be that guy that's gonna be hovering around my top 50 when it comes to linebackers. I love him and Danny Stutzman. Those are two really good guys there. Time will tell if Cooper can be DeMeco Ryans' Houston version of Fred Warner, but at least physically, the comparisons aren't unfounded. Equipped with a massive wingspan, safety-esque athleticism, and the ability to impact the game in all three phases, Cooper is exactly what the Texans need in the middle of their defense. Okay, enough said. Kansas City Chiefs go with the receiver to nobody's surprise. Nobody's surprise. I love A.D. Mitchell, man. The dude is a phenomenal route runner. In this third tier of receivers, you're looking at your Brian Thomases, your Mecca Ibukas, your A.D. Mitchells, your Troy Franklins, your Xavier Leggett's. I think that's firmly like the next tier of receivers. They can really go in any which order. But I like this. You get a very good route runner, a guy that has that separation and ability to separate deep as well. So Chiefs get a really good player there. Real quick, got to shout out Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for being a sponsor of the video. And hey, if you sign up at Underdog Fantasy using promo code Broshmo, they'll match that first deposit up to $100. Dues is the best place for weekly best ball, or my favorite, higher or lower on player props. But it's not just the NFL. They do all kinds of sports. So check it out. Sign up. Use promo code Broshmo. But please bet responsibly and bet within your means. I don't know why I did it that way, but I did. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars, they go with Terran Arnold. So, Arnold is the best slot corner prospect in this draft class. In this case, going to a team with the strong need in the slot. That's true. They got Trey Herndon there in the slot, and he's kind of whatever. But with Arnold, you're also looking at a guy that could potentially will be eventually a starter on the outside, and I like that. I like that quite a bit. Because Darius Williams still playing at a really high level, but eventually you're probably going to move on from him. I don't know when his contract is up. I feel like he signed a 3-year $30 million, 3-year $33 million. Darius Williams contract. Thank you. Yes, 3 years, $30 million, and he is in year 2 of that. So you draft Arnold here, and in all honesty, probably run Arnold in the slot for his first year, and then he just moves outside. So I like that plan. I like that. Oh my gosh, we got a second linebacker in the first round? Jeez Louise. So Dallas Cowboys take Peyton Willis. Willis is a unique breed of off-ball linebacker. He's one of the fastest 238-pound linebackers you will ever see, as he's hawked wide receivers from behind on multiple occasions, adding his speed, violence, tackling ability. It's just referencing how many missed tackles he had this season. But adding that tackling ability to the Cowboys front seven would be terrifying. There's a lot of injury red flags for Wilson. He's torn his right ACL twice. He had injuries on both shoulders, I think, back in 2021 or 2022. I can't remember off the top of my head. So there are a bit of injury red flags, and I think he would probably be much higher, but I think he's still probably a day 2 prospect. But you never know with the NFL draft. Detroit Lions take Tavondre Sweat. I don't mind this pick. So if you're not in love with an edge or a corner talent here, then you could take Sweat, who they've been looking for that guy to be that big, meaty boy in the middle. Like, they like Bugs there, and they like Benito Jones there, but those aren't high-end guys. Because keep in mind, Liam McNeil, they had him shed weight so he could kick to that 3-tech role and just be that penetrator. He's been really good at that. Adding Sweat just feels like another step to completing your defensive line. So I don't mind it. I mean, Sweat's going to be in my top 50, so I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind this too much. I mean, my question is, can he be a 3-down player? I had that same question with Dexter Lawrence, and guess what? It's been A-okay. So it might just be a big non-issue, really. San Francisco 49ers take Jordan Morgan. I'm a huge Jordan Morgan fan. Like, huge. I love this cat. I think you could start him at guard if you don't want to play tackle right away. Or you could just put him at right tackle right there from the get-go for the Niners. Either way, it's nice. It's fine. Morgan, one of my favorite prospects. Great for this scheme because he packs a lot more power in his frame than you would tend to see on tape sometimes, because a lot of time he's got that power in his frame, but he does this little rocket thing where it's like gotta charge it up, bop. And it's like, nah, dude, you could just go straight for it, man. Go in. You don't need a real back. Ain't like you're in a boxing ring. You're not out here trying to throw haymakers. Just hit them with them jabs. Pick 30, Cam Kitchens goes to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you can make a case safeties on the board for the Ravens. Marcus Williams just hasn't been healthy for a large part of his big deal with the Ravens, which is a shame. Marcus Williams is a phenomenal safety. So maybe you are still looking for that potential center fielder, ball hawk. I mean, the Ravens could do a variety of different things, and I would just shake my head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Miami Dolphins, they go with Xavier Worthy. I get it. Speed kills. The Dolphins love speed. Xavier Worthy, guess what? He is speed, but can't we just take an offensive lineman for my Dolphins, please? Please and thank you. Not a third wide receiver. That's all I'm going to say about that. Philadelphia Eagles take Tyler Guyton. Okay, they take Guyton here. Guyton is a unique mover for 6'7", 237 pounds. With Lane Kiffin nearing his mid-30s. Okay, so this is like a Lane Kiffin. I said Lane Kiffin. Lane Johnson. So Lane Johnson, at some point, yes, will have to retire. He's missed games every year. He's just a much better version of Terran Arnold. So, like, yeah, I could see wanting to develop maybe a tackle for the future. It's not a bad idea. I'm not this high on Guyton, but again, Guyton is probably a guy that's going to be in the realm of my top 50. Probably maybe just sitting in a couple of spots outside of it. I don't know. I'm going to be shuffling some things around as the college football season comes to a close with bowl season upon us. But yeah, no, that's the draft. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love Mike Renner. He's been a big influence on me, admittedly. So go ahead, show him some love. Check out the article for yourself in the description below. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. But as always, till next time, be easy, my friends. Later.